Feed me. Feed me more. Feed me more. Feed me more. Feed me more.
The Ryback Show starts now. Welcome to the Ryback Show. I'm your host, the big guy Ryback. Happy Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. We are streaming live on TikTok and Instagram, the big guy Ryback 22. Thank you guys for watching the live streams. Gifts are greatly appreciated. Hit those likes, the shares. Let's keep this show moving in the TikTok algorithm, guys. IG, just sit back and enjoy. You guys don't have to do much over there. We are live on Ryback TV here on YouTube, guys. Super chats are greatly appreciated and brought up in between taking calls at Ryback at X Spaces, the People's Podcast. If you guys want to call in, be a part of this show, at Ryback on X Spaces. Thank you to all my great subscribers over there as well. We are live on Twitch at Ryback Rules, and we are live on Twitter at X at Ryback for the video as well as the audio. This show is available on all podcast platforms. iTunes reviews are greatly appreciated, guys. If you've got a minute to go leave a star rating and write a review, it really helps me out on the audio platforms. As you know, we're one of the most listened to overall shows in pro wrestling and in health and fitness as well, guys. But we are very diversified in where those listens come from, streaming on 6 different platforms with that. So it helps out when you leave an iTunes review for the audio podcast. This show is brought to you by Feed Me More Nutrition, my premium supplement line sweetened with stevia and monk fruit. No harmful artificial sweeteners or colors for all people, men and women, he, she, and thee. FeedMeMore.com. Save 15% signing up for my email and text message massive savings program on the menu bar on FeedMeMore.com. Get 15% off your next order by signing up and get a free shaker bottle and finish it. BCAA Electrolyte Matrix Raspberry Lemonade flavored, guys. 30 servings, a $65 value with the shaker bottle. Yours free with any purchase plus the discount code, guys. But sign up for that, hooking you up all the way around, all the Ryback merch, the drinkware, the accessories, the ball caps, and the best supplements on the planet. FeedMeMore.com. We're almost done. Can you handle the heat? Ryback's Pepper Slam Chug Challenge on LeagueOfFire.com. Guys, just go to the homepage there on LeagueOfFire.com. If you think you can handle the heat, this is as intense as it gets. We've got the instructions that come with it. You can put it on social media. You can do it on your own. The Ryback Pepper Slam Chug Challenge, exclusively on LeagueOfFire.com. With that, also give Zombie Sailor Toys a follow on IG. Guys, we're going to be coming out with the Ryback Terminator debut singlet, guys, a limited edition, 1,500 units, brand new action figure, my first action figure in many years, guys, now that I own the Ryback, my brand and likeness with that. So check that out, Zombie Sailor Toys, as we get ready to announce that pre-sale date. They will go fast. They probably will sell out the day of, guys. So you want to make sure you're following, that you're ready to go for when that release is put out there. He does great figures as well. I'm looking forward to it as well. Somebody says Shelton Benjamin looks like he's going to AEW. Yeah, I don't know. That wouldn't be a bad thing at all. He's an amazing worker and has a lot of experience, and I think he'd be very beneficial on that roster. Where he fits in, I don't know how they use him or what they do, but I can see him. There's definitely a spot for him, no doubt. Taking a look at the chat here, guys. Sweet Sugar, good to see you, buddy. All right, let's see what we got going on X Spaces today, guys. Apologize yesterday. They kicked the show off, just shut it down. They were not distributing it out. I don't know if there was a technical issue with X. No, never ended up seeing anything. I have the app off my phone most of the time after this show anyways. I can't handle any of this BS anymore. So it's I'm quite frankly, I'm over it with it. But they will not win. We're going to keep it going. I just don't have time to see the BS on here. What's up? Welcome to the Ryback Show. What's on your mind? Hello.
Oh, hey. Sorry about that. I was commenting on something. I had two questions for you about wrestling.
Okay.
Okay, this is back many years ago with Eddie Guerrero, and I don't believe in any internet postings about certain things about wrestling. I want to believe what I talked to about wrestlers.
Okay.
How did he actually die? If that's not too much.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Oh, you weren't there. Okay.
No, I don't think anybody was. He was in his hotel room alone.
Okay. Now, my second question, real quick. Last time I listened to your podcast, you guys were talking. I think it was you and Shawnee.
Okay.
Were talking about how Vince McMahon likes to just use you guys for his deals and whatever. And isn't it true that I guess his daughter and son-in-law are now co-CEOs of it?
I believe Stephanie's stepped down from the company last year at some point or earlier this year. I don't remember if it was. I don't think she has anything to do with the company anymore.
All right, I was just trying to figure that out because last time my dad still watches WWE Raw Monday night, and he always tells me when I was watching it with him, you guys, and his exact words, and I apologize if I'm going to say these words the wrong way.
Just no cussing, please.
All right, I'll try to bleep that out.
Let's not bleep it out. Let's try. Let's no cussing. That's not like I'm not asking you. I'm telling you, just so you know.
All right. I'll do that. I'll do that for you. My dad's words to me was, "You guys speak while wrestling's on. I will tell you, go to bed. I don't want no talking. I want to watch it like it was actually a movie." I'm like, okay, well, one day I start talking, and he goes, "You want to go to bed early, son?" I go, "No." And shut up. I don't know why my dad's all for wrestling. No matter if it's fake or real or whatever, he likes to watch it like it was a movie.
Yeah, no, I could see that.
And I mean, I do actually like the one I was watching with you and Kane when you were saying how you wanted your order.
Concessions, Kane, yeah.
Yeah, he goes, "We're all out of that. All we got is wieners." And he throws it at you, and you're
fresh out of that. Yeah, and he threw the hot dog in my face.
And you beat the heck out of him. I'm like, holy crap.
That was a fun segment. That is a really, really high viewed YouTube video as well. With that is, and then I go, "Hey, Kane, you forgot your nuts, stupid."
Oh my word. I lost it so much. I was like, man, Ryback being one of them, I'm like, I like John Cena. I like Kane, Undertaker. I like Randy Orton. Now, I want to be honest with you. I don't know his bloodline, but my cousin, when I was
Randy
in
Orton?
jail, yeah, when I was in jail.
Yeah, from the Orton bloodline.
No, when I was with my cousin Jeff, I want to say his name was Jeff Yetter. I'm not sure. Jeff Try. One of the Jeffs. I was talking about wrestling, and he goes, "Well, my dad told me that we are related to Randy Orton." I said, "Are you kidding me?" He goes, "No, my dad verbally told me that." I said, "How far down the line are we related to him if that's true?" He goes, "I don't know, but my dad told me we are."
You guys should show up at his house.
Do what?
Show up at his house. Just go ask him.
Yeah, I have to do research where he lives. I forget, but
yeah, I'm sure you can find all that. I mean, people find mine. I'm sure they could find Orton's. St. Louis, I think.
Yeah, if I find that out, I will literally make.
I mean, you might want to try to get a hold of him. Just, I mean, not show up completely unexpected, but I mean, that would be. True, if you know your family members, you're one of the Ortons, man. You got, a piece of that might be yours.
Yeah, I've been trying to actually, to be honest, get trained enough where I could actually be in wrestling. After what I heard you say, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go with what they want me to do.
What about Matt Riddle's gone? Orton's coming back. He needs a partner probably. If you can get trained in time, RK Bro all over again, but literally bros.
I'll actually take that into consideration. I actually might do that. I really might try and do that because that actually seems pretty cool. Bros, that actually, yeah, I'll do that.
But it's legit. It's not just like a gimmick or a catchphrase. It's blood.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I would just double check, make sure it's all true. That's me personally, but that could be your in, brother, into the Fed.
Yeah, I'll actually do some research. Let him know that, hey, you might have company. I got a question for you, and figure out what's going on with the bloodline with their family.
Bro, you imagine Roman Reigns and Solo in the ring, and you and Orton in there both doing the fist into the mat, double RKOs.
Oh my God, yeah,
brother!
I can just imagine that.
People going crazy. I'm telling you right now, I'm having trouble containing myself sitting here talking to you, thinking about it.
Well, I was hoping to get on the last time I was listening to you because I actually wanted to let you know my cousin literally told me that. It was 2 weeks before he got actually released from jail. He goes, yeah, my dad told me we're related to Randy Orton. I said, how far down in cousin-wise are we? Because I know he's not my brother. I know he's not my nephew because he's older than me.
Blood is blood, though. Blood is thicker than water, that's for sure. I personally, though, wouldn't have the guy that was in jail anywhere near. I would, if you have a clean record, I would be the one that you should be the one that maybe tries to find that out. I would keep the guy that's been in prison away from the situation. Just
I mean, I don't have.
Randy does have a lot of guns. I will say that. I've seen him.
Yeah, I don't have a full clean record, but there's some of the stuff that I went through with my record that I tried to fight, but they took it over as in, oh, you're guilty. I'm like, screw it.
I swear.
I'm guilty. Take the pain.
You know a guy named Chase?
Chase, I know
down in Harvest, Alabama.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but
small world.
Familiar. Yeah. All right. Well, I just want to ask this question to let you know my bloodline. What I was told. My cousin's about ready to start up his lawnmower. So if anybody else wants to hop on, or if you're about ready to end it, I'll talk to you whenever I get a chance. You
got it, Guardian. You have a great day. All right.
Oh, you too. You guys take care. Everybody on here, including you, Ryback.
All right. Take care.
You too. Later.
Bye. First caller, ladies and gentlemen. We're off to a great start today. I'm going to take a moment, take a sip of my Finish It BCAAs and regroup. I hear voices in my head. All right. And with that, we're going back to the big sausage Shawnee, ladies and gentlemen. Brother, I think this should be a #1 rated show for just the calls like that come in.
You know, I wanted to get on so bad and ask him what he was in jail for.
I didn't want to push I kind of regretted saying he should show up at Orton's house after hearing all that. The criminal record started coming out. I go, I maybe should not have said that. I am going to take that back on record. That was all for entertainment purposes, guys. It did not legit mean the sarcasm I thought would be picked up. It wasn't. It went a little further than I would have comfortably have liked. But
do you know a guy named Chase? He's like, yeah.
Yes.
My dad tells me.
He's my fourth cousin. He's my fourth cousin. Orton's my sixth.
My dad yells at me, I can't eat ice cream. Wait, how old are you? I'm 36.
No, I know he's a good guy, and I'm
not gonna. Listen, he's a great guy, but come on, that's just like.
My neighbor's a great guy too, but he's not related to Randy Orton either.
Exactly. My neighbor's a great guy.
And you're not related to Randy Orton either. None of us are related to Randy Orton. And if we were, he wouldn't have anything to do with us still. I have nothing to do with any of my cousins, let alone second, third, or fourth, or fifth. I'm pretty sure I get messages from Ancestry all the time. I'm like, I never talked to you before I made it. We're not going to talk after I made it. Good luck with life, though. You were like,
no silverbacks use the computer, big guy.
Yeah, we're 10 cities away and 50 family members apart. Like, it doesn't really matter.
Did that guy? Is that the same guy who was cousins with Bret Hart? Is that?
It might no. That's brother. I have no idea. I get the 6 second abs guy on that. That was the 6 second abs. I swear, I wish Elon would distribute the show. I mean, I'm all for getting calls like that. I think it brings great entertainment to the show.
It does.
But I also need a balance of just some decent, normal people from time to time.
No, for sure.
You know,
yeah. But
I love wrestling like everybody else, but there's levels to this, guys.
I'm so happy you took that call first. I can't tell you. I was literally, I was on the floor. I was holding my stomach. I was laughing so hard, bro.
I just kept glancing over at the chat. I'm seeing all the emojis on this go crazy, as well as the chat, and I'm just like, then it just kept going. I didn't think it was going to go nearly that far. I thought after I said like go visit his house, it was going to get shut down, and it somehow. That was just the beginning of it, unfortunately.
He was like, you know what, maybe I will.
That wasn't what I thought he was going to say.
I know. That wasn't what you wanted to have.
I thought he would go, well, that's a little much, Ryback, or that sounds a little crazy. Instead, Jesus, I wish I would have thought of that. Like,
and then when he said he was in jail, I'm thinking in my head, like, oh my God, we need to find out more. But remember that guy's name. So
it's Guardian. I have a great memory on here. I take my brain feed by Feed Me More Nutrition every morning. So
I want a full rundown on how he got in prison.
Whatever it was, though, I know it wasn't his fault. I know that much.
I don't even want to know the incest that is probably in
brother. It's never their fault. It's never anyone's fault.
Yeah, I know my bloodline. She lives down the block.
Brother, I can't. I love doing this show every day. Like I don't, I tried to take a call just to let you guys, and that was entertaining. I'll be the first to admit that. But there's a reason we keep Shawnee on this show quite a bit, guys. It's for my sanity because I don't know how much of that I could take every day. Those TikTok lives, though, at least I meet a lot of good people on TikTok lives. I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's good. I honestly didn't think that the girl was as pretty as you made her out to be.
Well, she is. I think on the page, if you go look at her, she's in. But
of course, because that's pictures that she controls. But on the actual when she joined. She joined, I'm like, she's pretty. Don't get me wrong.
I like Latinas though. That's the thing. I'm a Latina guy.
I get it, and I am too. But I don't know. She doesn't do it for me. I don't know what it is. She seems fake. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I got to wait and see. But I think it's good to just have people on there to bounce because like for the battles, it's fun to I want to get the ratings, and this is what the guy kind of is advised on, kind of getting a wide assortment of people. But doing battles with more famous people too, and hot
girls.
Because that kind of can help with if anything's going on with the account too. It can kind of help with just attracting more people in general. But it helps my followers go up a lot more when I do that.
Yeah, bro, you had 800 people watching at one point. I was on,
which is still, last week I got up to 1,700. Yeah, it was. Last week I was rolling on the. It's weird, but there'll be other times where the show doesn't get distributed out, even the podcast. And there'll be other times I tell you where I'll come back and it's 50, 60, 70,000 views. And other times it's 3,000. I'm like, why? It's so weird. But that contact will hopefully be able to help me with some of this. And
for sure. And I got cut off yesterday as I was speaking. The spaces just ended.
Oh, yeah. That was, brother, I don't know if there was a technical issue at X with the spaces because the show wasn't being shown, which we all saw, and you saw
there
that.
Was no chat box.
And then the show, I realized I was talking, and I was still talking. It's probably on the YouTube, and I realized they go, wait, I go, Shawnee, and you weren't there, and I looked, and the show was closed out, and I didn't shut the show.
Bro.
Because I got to hit end on here. I literally have to hit the end button,
I know
and then I got to confirm it after that. And I was like, I didn't do that.
I know you didn't do it, and that's what I'm saying. It's that's when I wrote Elon right away. I'm like, this is insane. And for people that don't believe you and think you're just bull crapping, I'm telling you, I've seen it now. Being on this show for 2 months, there's been many
just weird things, right?
Things just happen, and it's not only on TikTok. It's not only on Twitter. It's also on YouTube too. Things happen.
Well, YouTube just got back to me again. So they supposedly said they closed the case the other day. I have the email where they said that it was over. They closed it and they didn't give an answer. And then I went to go open up a new chat, and the new chat was still continued. They won't allow me to send any more messages on the chat option, though it just keeps saying sending, and it won't let my message go through. So I go, they haven't closed the case. on the thing, and they're just keeping it open so that I can't create a new case. And I had to go back, but I emailed him again, and I go, I really want this fixed, and I want my questions answered, please. A new lady got a hold of me, and she goes, send over screenshots of exactly what you're talking about. And I go, I want to know why. I go, these analytics, everything is green lit and everything is positive. I go, I have a fantastic click-through rate of usually 7 to 10%, 6 to 10%, which is outstanding. Anything over 5 is outstanding. I have a lot of videos in 9, 10, 11% range with that. That's absolutely amazing. The problem is they're not showing my subscribers my videos. So when I like the CM Punk video has the most views I've gotten in a while. One of them on there where I said CM Punk won't be back in WWE. That has almost 28,000 views. You want to know where the majority of those are coming from?
Where?
Searches from dirt sheets writing something about it. It's not coming from YouTube distributing it out. And my own subscribers, it's only a few hundred people of my own subscribers have even seen the video. Out of 4,
I see what you're saying. It's from other people sharing it
on dirt sheets, and then people are clicking the link through that. That's how they're finding it. That's why it's getting views by people that don't even like me, probably either. It's not even my own following, and it's not getting distributed even through the YouTube algorithm. And I have those analytics showing that. And so I go, I want you to explain this video that has better analytics than any of the videos that I had that had 6 and 7 figure numbers. Please explain to me why the analytics on this are so much better, yet the views are so low. And please explain specifically why my 438,000 subscribers, only a few hundred people have seen it from them.
Yeah.
That's it's crazy. 438,000 subscribers, only 300 of my subscribers have seen it.
Yeah.
But that's keeping the videos out of the algorithm is what it does, so that my own viewers don't see my stuff. So it's like they're just
go viral.
Yeah, and that's what they have that coding in there to make this happen time and time and time again. And I figured it out. So now hopefully I get somebody I'm literally I figured out your game. You guys waited for me to figure out the game. I figured it out exactly what you're doing to me. Now what are you going to do to fix it? So we got to see.
Hopefully we could get you like a rep or something. I'm gonna ask around some of my friends.
Somebody you would think, brother, it is, but that's why I got to keep talking about it. It's because eventually I'm gonna meet. It's like TikTok finally found somebody. It's like I've just got to keep going until eventually something.
Yeah, it'll happen, bro. It'll happen. We just got to keep fighting the algorithm. That's all.
But if I do nothing changes. That's the problem. It's like this isn't something you can't. If I'm quiet about it, nothing gets done, and it just hurts me.
100%.
So
100%. And did you hear the crickets when the kid first got on? Did you hear the crickets in the background?
Yeah, I thought I was hearing things. That was. Where was that coming from?
It was from him. He said he was about to mow the lawn or whatever.
I didn't even catch that part of it. I was wondering. I go, I thought it was coming from TikTok or like.
No, and I started laughing because he's the first caller and he had it on. He wasn't talking, and all you hear is the crickets.
Brother, I hope that wasn't one of those driving lawnmowers. I hope to God.
Oh man. So I sent you this screenshot yesterday. Cody Rhodes had shared. So I didn't want to forget to talk about this because when we spoke about Cody and winning the championship and going back, you had said, yeah, but they're going to make him pay for it. And I was like, I was a little weary about it. And I believe you. Trust me, I believe you. But I was just a little weary about it being how big Cody has been, right? He puts out the schedule. And some people are saying it's not his particular schedule, but I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing he's going to be at these places. 9 cities in 4 days. On the last day, he has to. If this
Wait, wasn't it 9 and 6 days, or did I misread that?
No, I believe it's. Hold on, let me check. But I think it was 4 days. Hold on, let me check.
Because I was working out and I saw the image.
Yeah, it's the 26th to the 30th.
Oh.
And the 26th, he has to. They have to be in New York, then Baltimore on the same day, then Boston, then Detroit.
Yep.
In the next day, then Montreal to Texas the next day, then Toronto to Vegas, and then back to California.
Did Cody post that or no?
Cody posted it, yeah.
So that is the schedule he's on. Then he if he posted that, that's what he's working.
Yeah, I saw it. I went and saw it with my own eyes. I know he posted this,
is
and this is right after Christmas. This is from
that's the
December
Christmas tour.
26th.
Yeah, every year we had to do this. I've done that where I had to do us versus the Shield got billed in double towns for a bit too. So what's going on is Cody's working the championship tour, the championship schedule without a championship.
Yes.
That's
That's what it is.
It is exactly what it. But here's the thing: if he wants to do it, and that's his, like, he's willingly doing it. As long as maybe he brings Brandy and his daughter with him. I don't know, but that's all of us have had to do this every year for Christmas. Vince doesn't care about the holidays with the talent. Vince is home for the holidays, but the talents never get to be.
That is just it blew my mind, and I'm thinking in my head wow, big guy is.
He takes everybody away from their families to go entertain everybody else's families. So. That's what but he makes more, because here's the reason behind it. They make more money than ever on those tours because
imagine around the holidays,
because people are looking for things to do. But it's you could start that. You could actually get people the 24th, 25th, and 26th off, and let 27th be the travel day and do the shows at the end of the year and give everybody. But he doesn't. He just likes to take people from the he gets off on that.
Man, if I owned a business, nobody would be working from.
This is all. That's a Vince thing.
Christmas to New Year's,
and none of the talents will ever say anything because everyone's afraid. Michael Hayes is really bad. Michael will book the things. They did it to us on. I forget what holiday. If it was Thanksgiving one year, we had to all miss one of the holidays to go do a show. It was in Kansas City. Nobody wanted to be there with it. We all spent our holidays away from our families. It's just awful, man. Because Michael Hayes thought it would be a good moneymaker to run the show on the night of Thanksgiving or something silly like that.
There's nothing worse than not having your family around. My dad used to work New Year's every year because in New York City they would have to have the cops in Times Square.
Yeah.
So he always took it as overtime and stuff. But it was mandatory, and it sucks not having your dad there for a couple Christmases.
Yeah.
And, you remember that kind of stuff.
If you can't be there for that, when are you going to be there? That's the whole point. You're gone all the other time. There's no off season in wrestling. You can at least give them the big holidays. And not just part of the day, not let them, because it's stressful. A lot of guys have to fly out Christmas night or the early in the afternoon. Routinely we had to do that. You're there, but you're not there. You're there for a portion, but you're mentally not there because you have to get ready to leave.
Yeah, 100%. And John just sent me in a message, Becky making a quote on talent not knowing who they are. About what you said yesterday or whatever. She made a little quote about it or whatever, basically saying how people don't know their role and know their character and stuff. So it's just funny. Timing is funny.
When she make that? Was it a tweet or did she?
Currently, we are a little light on women with credibility on Raw. I need people on this level, but if nobody's getting TV time, if nobody's getting any story time, then they can't rise up because nobody knows who the hell they are.
Ooh, she's starting to. I'll tell you that she's frustrated if she's putting out public stuff like that.
That was via the New York Post.
Yeah, so she's starting to get pretty outspoken. They're not gonna like that too much, which I love. I think it's great because screw them. But when you start making public comments like that, you're pretty much checked out already.
Yep.
That's why you do it because you're not being heard internally. So you start going public that's a dangerous slope to play on though. I know, I knew full well when I went that, I knew I was done once I started.
You were at that point, you're who cares? What can they do to me? What else can they do to me?
I remember though, Yoshitatsu not understanding that. Yoshitatsu put a tweet out when Tenzai, there was heat between Yoshitatsu and Tenzai because Tenzai was getting a big push early on, and Yoshitatsu was offended because he was a real Japanese wrestler, and Tenzai was over in Japan, but he's American, but playing a Japanese wrestler, whatever, on TV as Tenzai. Yep. And Yoshitatsu put out a tweet saying he was going to beat him or something, and it wasn't supposed to being involved with the storyline, and so Vince and creative just had him get squashed the next week by Tenzai, just crushed on TV. They're if you want to put stuff like that out, we'll just go ahead and take care of it.
That's crazy.
So you got to be. That's where but that's why he didn't know. He just figured to get himself involved in this.
He didn't know better. Yeah.
He thought he was going to create a storyline, but I was brother. If you're not in the plans, they're not going to just all of a sudden Let's put Yoshitatu over Tenzai and give him a push, put the strap the rocket to him, brother. Like, he was on his way out already at that point. So it was.
What do you think about Big Guy? This is a great question in my opinion. So Becky has Seth, right? They're married, right?
Yeah.
So they're two superstars that are over, and WWE needs them at this point, right? If Becky starts coming out speaking, right, they most likely wouldn't get rid of her because then Seth would be behind her, right? So is it like, would you say it's a bad thing or a good thing to have your spouse work with you there if you're over?
It can go both ways on that. I mean, but things in that environment, and it's so shaky and rocky at times that even people that you think are doing good are dealing with the internal, chaos of that whole thing, of the schedule, of the creative. I've seen it. I've seen Seth when he was champion be absolutely miserable when I was there, like as far as the creative, like, because it's so like, if you guys, some of the things that come out that like things have to get shut down or turned around, it's crazy. And it's like every week, I'm telling you, it is like it is the most stressful thing in the world, because it's like your career every week can like be sabotaged pretty quickly, like in that, and it doesn't matter who you are pretty much. But like if she starts speaking out clearly, that's being done, but like she must feel like whatever, not being heard internally. So I'll say it publicly, but they also probably have a level of comfort. Here's the thing, I think too, when you're being used like that, you think like they can't go without you. Oh, they can. They could both be replaced in a week. They could be replaced in a week.
For sure.
But there's enough people where it's not, the ratings wouldn't go down and nothing, because the brand, this is just the way. Now there people would be upset and they'd be missed, but I'm saying it would take more than just two people to go. Cena left. Everyone thought they wanted Cena left, and nothing. It's the same.
It's true. That's what we were talking about, like brand loyalist, how we were talking about, and how you're more of a players guy, instead of a brand loyalist, like the NFL, right? Like, so it's good. It just thinks like
it would take the whole roster, and this is like, it would take something like with the whole roster being gone pretty much, where they would have to like try to replace people with NXT. Then you would see a significant drop in ratings.
And then Vince would bring in a fake Otis.
Fake Otis. He would just try to keep all the names and replace the current crop with the NXT, and like just to buy time.
Can you play fake Otis?
That's when I'd get a call back, and I'd get the big money to come back. We need somebody. We need a familiar face with this. No, thank you.
Hey, big guy, I know we made your life miserable.
Yeah,
for 7
I know
years.
we've tried to just completely ruin and destroy you, but I need you, pal. I need you. I'll give you the world, pal. We'll make you work 8 days and 8 shows in 3 days, but you're going to make a hell of a lot of money, pal. Come on, what do you say? Let's bygones be bygones. I've hashed it out with all the guys. Bret Hart, Ultimate Warrior. Come on. Bret spit on me and punched me. We just had verbal words. Come on. I only just messed with your social media and money. We didn't really have a physical altercation.
I'm gonna. Big guy.
I only sent a stalker after you, big guy, to try to just completely destroy your life, that you had to get sent away to prison. But like, hey, let's let bygones be bygones. I'll throw a little bit of money in the bank account as a good faith, honor, promise. And hey, let's get that handshake at that picture with you and Hunter at the office, pointing at you, and let's get the people back, pal.
Oh, the famous point.
The famous point.
The famous point.
It'd be me in between Hunter and Vince, both of them pointing at me, with me pointing at myself too, like the big guy. Or a big thumbs up, like I did it my way. Welcome back to Shawshank, big guy.
I saw you throw a bomb at Triple H yesterday.
Oh yeah, we're not going to get too much. He knows what it is, so we're just going to leave it at that.
I know. We're not going to get into it.
But let's just letting him know I'm not playing anymore. I'm going to start. I've got a lot. I've held some really big stuff in for quite a while.
Yeah, I know.
They know it too. I've literally told them that when I left. I told them some of the things I had, and I just go, I'll hold it till when I need it. You want to play the game, we'll play the game. I highly advise Paul Levesque, though, to make sure whether he's involved or not. He might want to talk to Endeavor and get my social media fixed. And if not, then people are going to be aware of some of the things that you've done. I could just say Vince isn't the only ones with the NDAs.
Yep. No, I agree. And I saw also Heath had done an interview where Yeah, he does this thing called he does it every month on the Major Pod Network where it's like Heat's Happy Hour, and it's like an hour show, and he just answers questions. I don't know what the context was. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet, but I did listen to the clip, and then I do like. What is with wrestlers like embellishing stories, big guy? Like
It's just it's what that's why I saw it. I love Heath more than anything. I've only talked good about him.
I know you do. I know you love Heath.
I put him
You said
over,
that
and I've
good
literally
things.
never said a bad thing
Yeah.
about him. And I see that, and I'm like, so Heath. So for the people listening, and everyone knows that's listening to this show, I do nothing but talk great about Heath. I love him. With it, but somebody asked him something about the NXT thing. I think in the hot, he would always every week he would come, man, we're doing this week. He would just lie, and we all knew Heath was lying. He was like, we all would literally, Heath would leave, and we just go, he's so full of it. But every once in a while, he'd say something that might be close, and but we were doing ridiculous challenges on there, so it's like he came in one day during TV when we're at TV. Man, I heard we're doing a hot dog eating contest, and like everybody was like, what? And I kind of was excited because I'm like, well, this is an easy day for me then. Like I've already won a food challenge and Tough Enough. So he goes, and then she goes, Skippy, he goes, he was excited. He loves food. And he goes, but man, he didn't eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner, man. He thought he was so mad when we didn't have the hot dog eating contest. And I'm just thinking, I go, that's just a flat out lie. We eat breakfast on our own before we even go to the building. He didn't start telling me that until the afternoon after we got there and we were waiting to see what was going to happen. So one, I ate breakfast. Two, we get to the building and immediately go to catering. I ate lunch as well with that. So one, there's two out of the three. And then third, I ate catering after we got done competing out there. So I ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I never once believed him that we were doing a hot dog eating contest, as did none of the guys. But we also knew that it could be possible because we were doing crazy things on the show. But I was like, but it makes you just sound like, oh, big dumb Ryback. I tricked him. I'm just thinking, why would you have to change?
Yeah, why do you have to embellish it to make it sound like more of a funny story?
But he did do that. He did come in trying to lie to us, and but we just know, everyone know, we literally knew Heath was full of it. We all literally would laugh when he'd walk away, and that's Heath. It's Heath being Heath with it. But
I'm sure he didn't mean any malice by it.
No, but you got it. But when you do that, it's but why? My thing is you're coming and lying to your buddies, trying to trick him, which he admitted he was doing that anyways. But it's all in good fun. Yeah. It's kind of a harmless thing. But don't add another lie to it to make it to try to get yourself over that you're it was no, we all knew you weren't we were just making this stuff up.
Yeah, you might have thought you had us, but we all knew the whole time.
Yeah. So, but I was I just put it out public. No, that's just, I just hate the carny lying. It's we call that codying a story up, where you take a partial truth and then cody it up and then
Cody lie.
Yeah. With it, you might take a small partial truth and then turn into a huge lie. But it's oh, it's kind of funny, so it's harmless. It's no, I don't look at it that way. I look at it as, hey, I talk good about you all the time, and I don't lie about you, so don't lie. And so that's where I was yeah, I
agree.
I'm sure I'll get a message from him saying sorry or something. But if I don't get just, it is what it is.
Why is it that I find a lot of wrestlers embellish things like Flair and especially the older wrestlers, I find where they'll tell one story in 7 different ways on 7 different podcasts.
That's what I think. That's the thing. So if you ever hear people, that's the thing. I think for anybody that goes and listens, my stuff is pretty consistent over
it is.
And so that's where I go, that's how you know someone's telling the truth typically. When it's that, then you know that, okay, because once you start going that route, what do you now you have no credibility because people don't know when you're doing it or when you're not doing it. So
yeah, look at Hogan, man. Nobody believes Hogan when
I've seen that, and I don't listen to a lot of his stuff. So, but I see it so much. I go, I don't know what he said or that he's went back on.
He lied about having I forgot what band it was. I think it was Metallica or something. He said he had a tryout to be in this band because he could play bass guitar, and it was totally false. They asked the band, did you guys ever give Hogan a tryout? And they're like, who?
To Terry Bollea? Yeah. Down in Tampa. He was this big guy with blonde hair.
Yeah, it wasn't Terry Bollea's penis. It was Hulk Hogan's penis.
Brother. The
Hulk Hogan has a big one. Terry, not so much.
I did, yeah. I don't know on that. I can't keep up with. I just know that I know what I'm talking about on the things that I say. I'm just like that. The Heat thing though. I was just like, I just pointed out. I go, I read that. And I go, no, I ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner that day, and didn't believe that it was.
That made me laugh so hard. You were like, not only did I eat, but I ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Literally everything he said was a lie outside of him coming to say that he did come in there and say, man, we're doing a hot dog eating contest. I remember him specifically coming in there. That part was the truth. But he was trying to trick us or whatever. And he thought like, he said it every week almost. Like he was like, man, this is the week. But like, that isn't ridiculous. They very well could have like put a hot dog eating contest and I would have won it hands down. So like, I legit would have been excited if it happened, but.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that like I said, I know you love Heath. I love Heath. I think he's a great person.
And he didn't mean anything mean by it, but it's just like, I'm just like, don't like.
But don't embellish it.
Because that's what do you think? But here's the thing. I always get glad. What do you think? What's the one thing they take from that whole thing? Is that portion of it?
Is that Ryback stupid?
Yeah.
That's what they take. Yes,
but that story
100%.
And they post it. And that's where I'm like, you guys have to have seen the stuff I'm going through with everything. I've got a business. That doesn't help your buddy out telling everybody, trying to trick everybody that your buddy's stupid when it's not the case. With it just to tell a funny wrestling story to try to get one up and like get a few laughs. That's where I'm like, have some respect for me. Like, I literally put you over on everything on you and said you were so much better than what you were used as from the day one. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like with this, I was like, I wouldn't in a million years go do that to one of my friends. If like I look at it, I go, at least maybe that's where I know where I sit with him. Maybe on it, I'm like, okay, cool. Doesn't hurt anything as far as being friendly, but I'm like, maybe we're not as good as friends as I thought because that's not something I think friends do on that. Like Cody, I've called Cody out on it. Cody's horrible at taking it. Cody will tell a lie to try to get a laugh. And I'm like, brother, you might think it's harmless. It's not with it. I go, there's real world repercussions for this stuff. And then you just know to distance yourself from certain people once that starts happening.
Yeah, that show is pretty funny. The Heat's Happy Hour. It's like an extension of the Major Pod. Like they have like shows like on their network, you know.
Yeah.
And they have him read like weird names and stuff because his accent is so funny and he doesn't know how to read.
Yeah, right. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
You know what I mean? He has that personality where like something so simple he can say it and it will sound funny.
Yeah, with the accent with it and stuff.
Yes.
But I just put that out there just for him to see, just so he can maybe feel a little bad about it. And then
listen, I don't blame you 100%. And like I said, it doesn't change how I look at Heath. I like Heath, and I know, but I don't like that. Like,
well, if you don't stop it either, it can just keep going.
It keeps going.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I just like, okay, you said it publicly. I'm going to say what I think publicly and tell the truth. And then
100%.
If you want, we can leave it at that, and hopefully it doesn't come up again.
Yeah, and that's what when I was talking to you about, like, because I was a class clown my whole life, so like I was always the funny kid. But people think that just because you're funny, that people can mess with you, and I always had to prove myself, like, and fight because people would think that I was a joke, and I'm like, bro, I'm not a joke. Like, I know when to be funny, and I know when to be serious, and like I'll joke all day long. You can even make fun of me and in a funny way, and I'll laugh at it. But as soon as I see that it's serious, game's over, and that's that. Like, and I feel you on that. Like,
people, it's just when you're nice in general too. People. They think, he's nice. We could take advantage of him, and like, I don't think people. Enough people know now. I go, brother, the light goes off in the head, and I get that red eye. I go, it go the other way really quickly with it. And I think you got to just let people know. I'm like, I'm nice for a reason because I choose to have a good heart, but like I don't like bad people with it, and like we're bad, and we're probably a lot alike in that respect.
I agree.
Hey, did you see yesterday? Chance just put this up, and I did actually see the clip on social media. Ric Flair walked out of the Kill Tony segment deal.
No,
it was because are you familiar with that show? It's the guy that he's the big wrestling fan on Joe Rogan.
Yes, it's a comedian guy, right? I heard about this.
Flair was there, but it looked like I saw the clip where Flair like started telling like he didn't find something funny and like kind of just it looked like he'd been drinking too from
He was definitely drinking.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Allegedly, I do the Pat McAfee with Brett Favre. Allegedly, Flair. I don't want to get a lawsuit letter from Flair's attorney saying he wasn't drinking. Allegedly, Flair had maybe had some drinks prior to the Kill Tony deal. And so,
go ahead, big guy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just was curious if you saw the clip because I did see it. They didn't show where he got up and walked out, but he was saying he was going to walk out. And they were going back and forth trying to convince him to stay. I don't know if he knew because that show, the whole premise of the show is kind of like a roast, isn't it?
Well, so I read that because I didn't see the video, but I did read the premise of it. So apparently this show is about putting over young comedians and stuff and like judging young comedians or something like that. And it's a roast and like you said, it's a roast and whatever. And Flair was like slurring his words and like not really knowing what the show was about. So he was like going off on these stories and stuff. And they're looking at him like, what are you talking about? Like you didn't even. So basically what I got from it, big guy, is that he did zero research on what the show was about.
That I saw something with that as well. Yeah. That's why he didn't understand or it was a little uncomfortable looking at it because they all loved Rick and like were trying to get him to convince him to stay, and he was like offended over the whole thing. It seemed like.
Did he actually walk out? Big guy?
Chance said, I don't know if it did. Can somebody in the chat confirm? Did he actually get up and walk out, or did they end up?
Chance, can you send us the video if you have it?
If you could put the clip, I could maybe play it. I don't know where I could play it. I probably couldn't play it on my phone. That will be picked up on this.
Yeah, it won't get picked up, big guy. Probably we have to watch it after. But
yeah, or if somebody posts a clip, I could at least share it on the thread.
Yes,
for people to go that want to see it.
The thread is here today. Thank God. Yesterday it wasn't here, which is like insane.
Maybe it was a technical glitch. Yeah, the show is here today, but it is not being distributed out very, very much.
I mean, we had a lot on YouTube yesterday. Almost 200 people were watching on YouTube, so that was good.
Yeah, we get thousands of views on YouTube on the shows. It's not.
Yeah,
but even that though is low. Though that's very low for my channel. But it's at least it's better than no people, you know.
But what do you feel like? You feel like his team let him down by not letting him know what the podcast was about?
I don't know. It didn't seem like, I don't know if, because I didn't see the before what led to the kind of not it wasn't a breakdown, but it was like him kind of like just not like happy with whatever was going on. Wait, and I didn't see, he was polite about it, but he did get up and leave. Yeah, so Chance says he did get up and leave.
Wow.
But that's what I saw, and he was polite about it. He genuinely just seemed like he didn't understand what was going on, but like it did look like in how he was talking, like he there was some drinking at some point that had gone on, if not during. Allegedly.
Imagine being a fan of Ric Flair and he agrees to come on your podcast and you love him and you're
Tony
like, oh my God, I can't wait until he comes on my podcast. And then he comes on and that happens.
Yeah.
And how heartbroken that person probably feels that like he just met his hero and it went down that way. Like that has to suck, man.
He's met him before because he was on the Rogan Show podcast before, but where Tony was there. And Tony says I think he's gone out with him before.
Oh, I know who Tony is.
Yeah.
Rogan always has Tony on with the wrestling.
Yeah, because Tony knows he knows all the wrestling because Joe doesn't know anything about wrestling anymore.
Yes,
not modern.
I like that guy.
Yeah.
Yes, I like that guy a lot, actually.
And so he always has him on when he has the wrestlers, so he can kind of help with the conversation, the flow of it, because Joe doesn't. Yes. Joe's not. Really that's not his. Which is Joe's really smart on that because he's not. Joe knew like wrestling from when he was a kid. He's not as into it. He doesn't follow it like he's MMA with all of that. So he brings him in on the topics he doesn't understand with the wrestling, like with that, as he would like somebody else with something if he doesn't have a good understanding to help make the show better.
Yeah, so 1,000%.
That was great. So that's where that relationship probably formed, was somewhere in that whenever Rick was on there, whatever time, or Tony, where they first met. But yeah, I don't know, man. It was, how old is Rick right now?
Rick is like 74.
74.
Yeah, I'll look it up, but I know I'm pretty
Just
sure.
a year younger than my dad. My dad's 75.
74. I was spot on. Yep. So
wow,
74, and he looks like he's 115.
I'll say though, but like he trains, I think, but he's going hard, good, man, because he smokes. He has the line out of the marijuana, and he drinks.
Yes.
I don't think he's expecting to. He's overcome so much already. I'm sure he's just living life and just going out, where when it happens, it happens. I'm sure he's not really, not to say he doesn't.
And I respect that about him. Like we spoke about this, but like when you're like somebody like Rick, right, who is like so unhealthy and he doesn't care, he drinks, he probably has the worst liver you ever seen in your life, but he's still living and he's living his life at 74. And then you have somebody like Bray who passed away at 36, right?
Yeah.
It's just like who's healthy as a freaking horse, and that happens, and that's how life works, and it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. But Rick's been living that life for so long. I think too, there's something where he probably realized where they wanted him to stop drinking. He was probably so miserable because he's done it for so long.
Yeah.
Where he's just like, I'd rather do it if I go tomorrow, at least where I'm happy every day. There's people that makes him happy. Like that's his. And I'm not gonna. I don't like. I think we all are far too judgmental on things. It's not like he's had his family, he has his family, he has everything, and he's just kind of he has his endorsements, and if that makes him happy, let him just and that's. But there are levels. It's like it could be excessive still too. It's like there's a difference between just having a couple or a few drinks and kind of getting a little buzz, and then what it takes to probably get him a buzz is probably a ridiculous amount.
Oh, I can't even imagine. He's had a tough life, like in the fact that he got into that plane accident.
His son, we can't judge.
He
it's
lost his son, and I get that, but some of the stuff that he's been through, he's caused a lot of it, right? So, and that's because of the drinking, and I mean, he left his robe, which was like one of the most famous robes ever, in a freaking motel.
But I mean, we don't care. You guys might like wrestlers. Like, I don't give a damn about any of my gear. It doesn't mean anything. It's just material. Like, you guys might look at that stuff and think, like, to us, I know it doesn't care. And I'm
not a gear guy.
I'm not either. Like, I mean, I like my gear with it, but it doesn't have any sentimental value to most of us. The stuff outside of maybe a little, but not like.
But these are $1,000 robes, big
guy. Yeah, no, I know, but it's just,
at that time.
But it's just still though. To him, once you live that life, it's nothing. It's a dollar bill to him. With that, it's not. He doesn't look at like. I know other people look at stuff and like to us, like you get caught up in what everything is, and you realize that like. Fame and celebrity doesn't mean anything anyways, and how people look at it's all fake essentially from real life with that. So it doesn't. I think wrestling fans look at things a lot differently than the actual wrestlers do once you live that life or do things. I'm just saying that for like
when you're rich, I mean it's like
but your perception of money changes. It's what like after you when you have nothing and you go, oh my God, $1 million, you think it's like you oh my God, then you make $1 million and you realize you're like, oh, $1 million's not even really $1 million. Like with that, and then you just realize the way the world works, and you're like, then you hang out with people that make 10 million, and then like you make 10 million, and then you hang out with people that make 100 million. You're like, oh, this is
never
nothing.
Enough.
No, but but your perception of reality has changed because your reality has changed. Your cost of living, and you do something. My cost of living now is much higher than it was prior to wrestling or my early days in wrestling. My normal is much different now than what it used to be. With that, but I keep myself grounded. I understand that things can go back to that at any point in time for anybody in reality with that. But like I realize I've worked and grew it to a certain thing, but I don't put my happiness in materialistic things. It's great to have things at times, but I don't put my self-worth in that stuff. And like for wrestlers, like the gear and stuff, it just kind of we have so much of it anyways too. It's just one robe. He has 1,000 of them, 5,000 of them. So it's just one robe. It's like a big deal. Like the guy
I get it. Yeah,
but he lives a little more recklessly too at times and kind of throws money away, like where I just think he just does it.
Rolexes and stuff like to hookers and like.
But just giving big wads of cash away, and Arn's talked about it. Whereas like he's like, hey, just give the guy a 20. He'd be happy with a 20, and Rick is throwing him a few hundred or something. It's like
that I love.
He's just giving Rick. He's just driving the car right over there and parking it. I could literally go do that for you for free, Rick. No, let the guy.
But that I love, like if he's giving money to other people, like waiters and stuff like that. I love that stuff. But yeah, man, it just shows you like. But that's why he had to borrow money from Vince, and he said that he was like the most embarrassed. And Vince said he wouldn't even have done that for Shane or Stephanie. He wouldn't even have lent them that money, which I don't believe, but he did say that in an interview.
Oh,
Rick
really?
admitted, yeah, Rick said that Vince told him that. Like, I wouldn't even do this for my own kids, and I'm doing it for you. And that's why Rick is so loyal to him.
That is why. Well, he's had to go back there for multiple things, I think.
Yeah,
but,
for sure. He said he went back multiple times when he didn't want to. Same with Hogan when he got divorced.
Yeah, everything is money wise with people. So just for everyone to, everything is money related for people going back there.
Yeah,
it always is. That's why Vince, I think, thinks that's why he thinks he can beat me. He thinks like this is where I said like I just no Vince. The way around it is I just don't care about you. Take everything. I'm never coming back. The one toy you can't play with ever again. Like, and it was just waiting it out till he expires, and that's the game. And I'm going to get healthy and go somewhere else. Like that's the game. Or you'll be done and cut ties from the company, and I can go back finally under new management. And like I'll wait. I don't care if I have to wait till I'm 50. It'll happen. I don't care. Like I'm gonna get cleared though much sooner here. I'm not like life is all right. I've figured ways around it, but like he deep down thinks he can get anybody back.
Yep.
And this is why but I know him. I know him better than he knows himself.
There's no doubt that he thinks that. Like
I know he does. I've talked to him enough, and I know enough about him. I've read the stuff that he reads and how he figured out his little playbook for running that place, and it's actually pretty funny with it. But this is like the social media thing is the one thing that I underestimated him on it, and I'm about to beat him on that. So
yep. Did you see Big Guy? Did you see that Dumbledore from the Harry Potter movie passed away?
No, so I've never watched any of those, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, the guy who played Dumbledore in like the third after the second movie, it was somebody different in the first movie, I believe.
Sounds like a role I could play.
Yeah, it's an old white guy with like this long beard.
Wait, what's the guy's name again?
Dumbledore.
Okay.
BL. Not as in like dumb, but
that's why I said it, because big dumb Ryback. We can put a little gray hair on me, just dress me up all replacing.
John, start working on that meme, John.
That's today's podcast image. Make Shawnee Harry Potter with me, Dumbledore. Is it Dumbledore?
Dumbledore, yeah.
Dumbledore, yeah.
Big Guy, you would love
that. But rest in peace. I'm sorry. I don't want to make a joke. I'm just being.
No, it's okay, man.
I know I know, but it's unfortunate. I'm
sure he's happy we're laughing in his honor.
Yeah, I'm making fun of myself, just to be clear.
No, I know you're not making fun of him. Anybody that took it that way is wrong. But Big Guy, you would love. I'm telling you, you read like 3 to 4 books a week, you said, you would love the Harry Potter films, and the books are even better. You would love that. I'm telling you.
I'm not big. Like I like just more learning about life and reality, not fiction.
I just have a feeling you would love it. I don't know why, because Harry's like an underdog, and I know you love underdogs.
I did love the movie Rudy, because the guy that played Rudy was in that as well, right?
No, he's in Lord of the Rings.
Okay, this is how you know I know nothing about any of this. I am.
He's a hobbit. He's
a
hobbit in Lord of the Rings.
God, he's always going to be Rudy to me, though. I literally, Shawnee, I'm going to take a photo after this and send it to you. In my bathroom, I have a big bathroom upstairs, nice big huge closet, nice shower, bathtub, and then it has a separate door for the toilet that with a nice window, and you can open it up and a nice view. And in that, right direct across from the shitter, I have the big framed movie poster, Rudy, in there. That and Rocky are in my bathroom to motivate me in the morning. And that's just awesome. Rocky, I love a good underdog.
That's what I'm saying, and that's why I think you would love Harry Potter, because he's such an underdog that comes up through like all the adversity of him, and his family that adopted him hates him, and it's a very good story, Big Guy. I think you would enjoy it.
I'm gonna have to watch Rudy again now, though, because I've got myself
Rudy,
now.
You're getting pumped up.
I'm getting pumped up just thinking about it. That I've got it's football season. I'm literally gonna put that on. I think when I do my live tonight, and just keep it on very low. Get all fired up.
I mean, think about it. When they start cheering Rudy, if you don't cry during that scene, there's something wrong with you,
Bro, that the entire movie just has me like I love his work ethic and his heart and his passion
Yes,
with it.
yes.
I feel
And
like I
his
have
story.
Rudy's heart and passion, but with way more talent. That's
Yes.
that's the connection. I was born with the physical gifts and the heart and the passion as well. That's my relationship to Rudy. Somebody's so mad that I just said that right now. That's they're like, oh, what an egotistical piece of crap. He's just, I already know. Ryback compares himself to Rudy, but way more talented.
Like, people not. First of all, if you don't love yourself, how are you supposed to love others, right?
Yeah.
And
I've learned that at a young age.
All the time.
They don't get it.
Me too. Like, how do you think I'm able to spread love and happiness and laugh every day? Because I love myself. Yep. I truly love
self-love.
Myself.
But we live in a world where people kind of shame that.
Yes, they do shame it. They do, because they think, oh, you're automatically a cocky a-hole if you do it.
Or narcissistic, but we're all narcissistic. There's levels to it though.
Of course.
But there's being compassionate and humble, and that's why you have to take everything into account. But self-love is the number one thing they teach in like the law of attraction books and motivation, positivity. It's self-love. To truly love others, you have to love yourself, and then you can give and help. And so that's why I think a lot of people,
they don't. I love myself so much, big guy. I can't even tell you how much I love myself.
But people don't. They don't, and that's why they can't connect. They get upset with it.
100%. But that's why they're not confident as well in what they do, like when they do stuff. And people see that, people, like, I could tell when somebody doesn't love themselves. As weird as it sounds, I could tell immediately when I meet somebody.
Oh, yeah.
After talking with them, I could tell if they love themselves or not.
Well, that's like a lot of like the negative marks or whatever you want to call them. I don't like calling them fans. They hate themselves and they're miserable.
They hate themselves.
And so what they do is they just come and they spread the hate as much as possible.
Yep. Because they want other people to feel the same way that they are.
Yes.
Because misery loves company, and that's the truth.
I just reposted the Kill Tony situation.
Oh, thank you.
From Chance also on the podcast link on that. Yeah, today's image of the show. Hopefully, if John gets either the Harry Potter or a picture of me as Rudy with you somehow, you may be the coach. If there's a picture of Coach Shawnee and Ryback Rudy.
The guy that lets him in the stadium.
Yeah. That was the guy from what was the TV show growing? He was a garbage man.
Garbage man?
You're talking about the African American guy?
Yes.
Yeah, somebody he played. It was a sitcom.
I'm looking. Hold on.
Get the guy's
name. Charles S. Dutton. His name.
I'm gonna be so mad. I used to watch it every week.
Rock,
yeah. Thank you. ROC, Rock, yeah.
ROC, yes.
How many seasons was that on? I loved that show.
So Rock was on for 3 seasons, and it started in 1991.
Man, bringing back a flashback right there.
Yep.
Rock.
And it says, why to watch, compelling and humorous. It actually has a good rating, 88% on Rock.
Bro, I tell you, I loved it. As a kid, I don't know, it was like, we had great shows.
We had great shows.
That TGI Friday growing up, TGI Friday was always a hit with you had Full House, you had Family Matters, Step by Step eventually, but there was there was what were the other ones on? There was way more we're forgetting.
Well, Sabrina the Teenage Witch was eventually on.
Saw some of that.
There were so many. Dawson's Creek, 90210.
But I'm talking about on just specifically TGI Friday on that.
On
there were like 3 or 4 shows like every Friday, right? Like back to back to back.
Yes, there were. Let me see. TGIF.
Perfect Strangers was another one. That was a great.
Strangers.
Bauky, and oh man.
All right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Here's a list of them in the 90s. Family Matters, Full House, Boy Meets World,
yes,
Step by Step, Perfect Strangers, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Teen Angel, Just the 10 of Us, Going Places.
Oh, I love Just the 10 of Us. That one was really with the round dad.
Yes,
the robust dad.
Going Places, the robust, the fat dad. Going Places. You Wish. Irish, Mr. Belvedere, Getting By, Two of a Kind, and Aliens in the Family.
Yeah.
That's the shows that were on
Yeah.
the TGI.
And then Wonder Years, though, was another one I grew up loving. Not on TGI Friday, but Wonder Years.
Cheers was a great one.
Cheers, I'd watch a little bit of. I was young though. Cheers, I didn't follow too much, but I would occasionally.
Big guy, you know what blew my mind? So my wife actually blew my mind when she told me this because we watched Perfect Strangers. I had never watched it when I was young, and all of a sudden I'm watching it and I'm like, oh my God, that's the mom from Family Matters. And she goes by the same name. I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? So Family Matters was a spin-off of Perfect Strangers. Did you know that?
Family Matters.
Family Matters was a spin-off of Perfect Strangers. Winslow, Harriet Winslow, the mom,
Yep,
worked as the elevator lady in Perfect Strangers. She was one of the characters in Perfect Strangers, and they made a show about her family called Family Matters.
So that was an extension of essentially Perfect Strangers.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Bro, my mind was blown.
You're blowing my mind right now live on this show. I'm literally like, I've got to now look for the YouTube clip and go see this.
Yes.
Because I used to watch, because Perfect Strangers didn't last that long, I don't think, even though I loved it.
No, it didn't. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, bro. Look, it blew my mind. I'm telling you, when I first found out, I was like, oh my God, this is insane. Like, I couldn't believe it because I saw her and I'm like, oh my God, of course I know her. That's Harriet Winslow. And then my wife's like, you didn't know that this is Family Matters was a spinoff? And I'm like, no. And I just like everything connected in my head. I'm like, this is
wow,
insane. It was 8 seasons.
For Family Matters or
Strangers?
No, they made it 8 seasons.
8 seasons.
So that that did last quite a while.
Yeah, and Family Matters was 9 seasons.
Wow.
And so 1986, that's when Perfect Strangers started, and 1989, the year I was born, Family Matters started.
Wow.
Yep. And Harriet Winslow was on both of the shows, which is like insane.
It's crazy too, like just thinking because he even Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the dad, Uncle Phil, is passed away.
Yeah.
Then you got Full House, Danny Tanner passed away.
Yep.
It's just I'm trying to think. There's was there anybody else?
It makes you feel old. Carl Winslow's still alive. He's still doing conventions.
Yeah.
One of my friends they had this convention recently where they had all the casts from all the shows from our childhood.
Whoa.
Like the cast from 90210, Boy Meets World, they were all there.
I would love to run into Kelly Kapowski at a convention.
Oh man, she's still smoking hot, man.
She is aged beautifully.
Beautifully, man. And even I was never a big Jessie fan.
Same. I know exactly what you're talking about. She'd actually get on my nerves a little bit.
Yes, and even when she took the Adderall, she's like,
yeah. I just felt like saying, like, oh, you dumb bee.
Yeah. You're like, I told you not to take it. They told you not to take it.
That's what she was singing. What was the song?
Yeah. What was she singing, big guy?
I can't remember. She was singing the words and like she breaks down crying and Zach has to hug her.
Hold on.
Give me the words to that song because I know
it was. It right now. Hold on. Saved by the Bell.
He was like, I just want to something. I just want to.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. I'm sorry. I'm so excited. I'm so
Thank you, John. Thank you,
brother. They weren't Adderall. They were caffeine pills, I think, weren't they?
Yeah, but I think they were trying to say like the Adderall or whatever. Like
was that even around then, though?
I don't think so. No.
I think it was legit caffeine pills, and she was just not getting enough sleep.
It was caffeine.
And she was just having a mental breakdown on the show.
If there was Adderall back then, I would have been prescribed a lot.
Brother, yeah. Screech is another one that's gone.
Screech died?
Dustin Diamond, yeah.
Oh, I remember he did the porn. I don't remember him dying. That's crazy.
He passed away. That was Dustin Diamond passed away years ago. That was
what a name, man. Like he was meant for like starhood. Dustin Diamond is like it's like the perfect name for like a Hollywood person.
Brother, he could have been. I'm not. I think I don't know if he struggled or if he had addiction or if there was something going on. I mean, clearly, if you go the PORN route,
Yes, the route.
that
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
not to say that. I mean, there's a lot of people that go that route that make a ton of money, but like I think
Yeah, but not when you're
not once you're famous and once you're.
Yeah.
By the way, Tyreek Hill, I saw on the Pat McAfee show did it on an interview. Says that when his contract expires, when he's done with football, that's the route that he wants to go. He was being serious, and I like everybody on the show was just like he was not joking, and like he meant it. He was like, you could tell that guy's like ready for that contract to get a Super Bowl, and he's gonna go live life. Probably see him in Phoenix Marina scene.
I wouldn't even do PORN anymore because you'll make more money having an OnlyFans than you would PORN.
Yeah, it's
like. It's crazy.
Say OF just for safety's reasons on here because I don't trust anything on the.
Yeah, we're spelling it like, okay. All right.
Yeah, I
we're
just always
like I say to my dogs, like you gotta go OUT. You gotta.
That's what I do. Like if we already took the dogs for a walk, and like since I go WALK, like to try to like not get them excited.
Yeah, once I say the word OUT, they go nuts. Like they go nuts. They could have just went to the bathroom. It doesn't matter. They go nuts.
Brother, speaking of OF though, I don't have any of those anymore. Like it's not worth it because it's just too easy if you have one because then you like it's like the meeting the people on TikTok because like the girl yesterday, has one, the Jackie. With it, I think if I'm not mistaken, like I would have been I'd be too tempted to go give the $9.99 or the $14.99 just to see. This way, like I'm like no.
See, I don't feel tempted by that. Like I don't even have. I've never had an account. I will never have an account. I don't. I'm not a big PORN guy.
I'm not either, but I don't. But for that to go like. I just think it's like if you know somebody, it was like I would like that would be. I would go like, just to see what they're like, or to see like what kind of content they're posting. Like especially if there's a difference if like somebody's just posting like very like just
pictures and stuff.
Yeah, but then the other one is like the first image that you go on is a solo scene with an 18-inch like deal, and they're like just ball gag on, and then you're like, oh wait, she's not the friendly little angel that I thought she was. Maybe we'll hold off on going out to dinner with that, and I'll just try to maybe see if she wants to come over later.
Well, for you, it makes sense because you are single. So, like,
it
makes sense for you to get to know if you want to get to know them better to see what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
Like, that kind of. So, in your world, it makes sense. You know what I mean? For me, I just don't get it. I feel like a lot of especially like the girls that go from WWE and do the OnlyFans, the OF thing. The only one that really does anything really decent is Mandy, from what I see. Like from people posting.
What do you mean decent? Like like
she actually shows you something.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, she's probably making more money than she's ever made.
Oh, bro, she's making so. She actually said it. That was like her quote in a magazine this past week.
Do that for 10 years, then all of a sudden convert to Christianity, and like you're done. You're good. Find a guy, and then just have a few kids, and then you're just set for life.
I think she's with somebody too. Like she has like that gets me too. Like, how do you let your girl do that? Like, bro, I would never be with a girl that did that.
I think everybody's just different on like how they like. It's clearly everybody's different on different things, but But I think too, though, it is. I mean, so I can't. But I think if you're like genuinely, truly in love with somebody, I think that would make it more difficult. Whereas, because I've been with people that you don't love, and then so you're not. It's not like a. It's not, but it's not that kind of relationship either. So it's just different.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You're not invested in them as well.
Like, even though you might care about them, but it's not like a deep love. Whereas if you're deeply in love with somebody, I think that could come into play more. But everyone's also different, though, on how they interact with situations like that.
Absolutely.
So,
some people like to let their wife get.
Yeah.
They like to watch it. Like, what? Like,
yeah.
Like this guy Adam 22. Like he loves people roping his wife.
That's that's for whatever reason. Like but like you have to ask, like, are they genuinely truly in love, or is that more of a financial partnership, or like because there's all different ways. Marriage can be different for everybody too. Two people can get together.
Right.
If you look at like the history of marriage, certain people would get married for a power play, for political reasons, or for strategic some people get married based off genes. Like if a woman has like a history of like heart disease and fragile bones and like not good genetics, like somebody might, oh, we're not breeding with her. But like this is how people, but if there's a woman, a big, strong, healthy woman that like you think could produce quality babies, there's a portion of guys out there that solely look for that. That like
Nia Jax, baby. That's what I'm going for.
You want that?
Shawnee Jax.
Keep those sweet Samoan ass dynasty going. The magic of that Samoan ass. Shawnee get a hybrid white Samoan eventually. Get into that, try to take over that the magic of that Samoan ass. That's why I get mad at Stevie Richards. And I told you the other day on that show, how are you going to doubt that Samoan ass has been doing that? They haven't hurt anybody for generations of putting that thing in people's faces, of sitting on them with it. If it was going to happen, it would have happened with Yoko. But by the way, so Heath Slater just messaged me, guys. You better not be mad at me, LOL.
There we go. I knew he wasn't.
I knew I'd get a text from him too as soon as he saw it. I'm happy now. I made him feel guilty.
Yeah.
I'm good. That's all I wanted. You put it out publicly. I'm going to correct you publicly. Now we're good. Don't do it ever again because I'm your friend and you don't do that to your friends.
Yeah,
and I don't like having. I would have preferred to, don't. But I know Heath doesn't have a bad bone in him, so
he doesn't.
And I respect him. Heath is that. I knew he would text me eventually because he's a good person.
He's a stand-up guy. He's a stand-up guy. Out of all the wrestlers I've met so far, he's been one of the kindest people I've met for sure.
He is, and that's why. It wasn't like, but I just don't. I talk good about you all the time. Don't.
No, you do. I've never heard you say a bad.
I love him. He's a good human being. So I don't.
There's only a couple people that you say bad words about.
Yeah, he's put me over a million times too with that. I have a lot of respect for him. He's literally laid down for me like for multiple times every year that we worked, like live events to TV and like it's so.
That whole thing with the legends, like, why did they do that to him? Like, I mean, I'm happy that he got to wrestle so many legends and stuff, but like, why did they make him do that? Like, I feel like that, like,
well,
go ahead, Big.
Oh no, sorry to cut so one, it got him quality TV time, but Vince kind of Heath was used in a role of putting other people over a lot of times. So even though it kind of like it gets him on TV and helps him get over doing that, it also kind of though is like, well, he's also putting over people past their primes and like where that can kind of hurt you in the sense of if they don't do anything with you after. But he had an amazing career where they used
he did.
But that does devalue you kind of too if you don't get that back, like with that in different ways. But like Heath was always they knew Heath like Bret Hart when we worked with Bret during the Nexus. Heath was the one that like chosen to work with Bret because they knew Heath would take care of Bret, and Bret really trusted Heath because Heath was very light and very good in the ring. And so it's kind of a blessing and a curse. Like with that, you make money and you can have a career, right? But like also they use you in that role a lot, rather than like where in Impact he's allowed to get over more, and you can see he can get himself over. He knows how because he was in FCW. He was the champion. He was like the top guy in FCW. Heath was the man in developmental.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so just pretend Dr. Tom and Dusty and all them, they were Vince in FCW. He was their Roman Reigns with it. And then when you get up to the main roster, now you got a new promoter. Vince does what Vince wants. It's like Tony Khan. Tony Khan likes a certain style of wrestler and wrestling more like different from Vince. And we see it in the booking, right? So like guys that are playing top roles over there would be guys that typically wouldn't play top roles in the other company. With it, and every organization is different. All it is what the promoter likes, not necessarily what the fan. And you just kind of just deal with whatever the promoter wants to do with it. For sure. But Heath was that guy with it, and then got up there. His role got adjusted, which a lot of guys wouldn't be able to handle that, but Heath handled it very well. With it, and they trusted him with the older guys because he's gentle in the ring.
Got it.
He's got a soft touch in the ring, Shawnee. He's got soft hands in the ring.
That must be hard, like when you go from somebody like Dusty and Dr. Tom, and like that. Those are the people that are booking you and have your success in their hands, and
Yeah.
then you go to somebody like Vince. That must be really hard. Like, I can't imagine.
It happened to Bo Dallas too. Bo Dallas happens to a lot of guys. They just use guys in a certain way that they have relationships with that they like down there. And I was always used very well too, but I wasn't the champion or anything like that. But I was used very well. But then I always looked at it though. I go, you want to peak on the main roster. But it's out of your hands. It's just whatever. Like you've got to be able to adjust, but you got to do what they want you to do, and it's just the way that it is. It's a different thing. So, but Bo happened to Bo Dallas as well, but like those guys, they made a ton of money still. They didn't make as much as they should have, but by having a good attitude and understanding that it's physical acting, whereas if I could tell you like Michael Tarver was extremely talented, very talented on the microphone as well. And a push would have been warranted. He would have done very well, but that didn't happen right off the bat. He had a bad attitude off the bat, and guess what happened to him? He got fired.
Yeah.
So he made no money in wrestling after all that. So that's where like people, you got to know like when and where to like take your shots, and like early on, you have no shots. You're at the mercy of the company on that, and you've got to sometimes, and that's why embracing the physical acting role. I tell everybody if you've got to embrace that at all levels on it. And at the end of the day, if you sign the contract and they go a direction, that's why never once did I ever not be professional on whatever the outcome was, is because I signed. It wasn't like I signed something different and then they switched it. Even if they switched to finish, you go out, because that at the end of the day, that's all you can do. If you don't, you sacrifice everything if you don't do that. So.
Yeah, and Big Guy, I want to mention one thing before we get to calls or end the show. 1PW is independent in the UK, and the promoter is a Carney Effer.
Oh, I saw that with Cardona, right?
Yep, he screwed over Cardona. They were supposed to be booked for the 28th. He had to find out from somebody else that it was canceled, and the guy didn't even have the balls to write him himself, and he also owes a ton of wrestlers money. So all of our independent wrestling friends, do not ever take a booking from 1PW in the UK.
Jeez.
Bully came out and said he also owes him money. This guy,
I'm going to come out and say it too. I'm just going to join in on this. Yeah, I think he owes me like $10K.
Yeah.
I was supposed to put over Blue Cane at a big event at the end of the year. Where's my $10K? That's going to be my tweet as soon as I get off the show.
Oh my God, man, that would be. His name is Stephen Gauntly. That's his name. So just make sure.
Stephen, you owe me $10K also. Don't think I forgot, pal. We have that handshake agreement. These guys, man, I'm telling you, it's what I'm so glad I make money outside of all of it. I
was gonna say, like, do you ever like, I know you dealt with Pat a lot, so it was easier.
I got all my money all the time. I
was gonna say, yeah. Did you
brother, I had one guy though, and I'm not going to say his name because he's actually very good, a good promoter, and he runs great shows. Early on in my independent run, though, and I will say he shorted me $1,000 of the money that was owed to me, and I realized when I counted it, and I go, I got to go back. And he had Kurt Angle in a room with him with it. I didn't care. I went in there and I was very nice, and I just said, and I go, we're 1,000 short. And he goes, no, we're not. I go, we're 1,000 short. I go, I have no reason to lie to you. I've got the exact money that you guys handed me. And I literally stood there. He waited. He counted it multiple times, and he gave me the 1,000. But I think he was testing to see if I'd say anything. And but he had kept Kurt in there, and I think he did that. And I don't know if he tried it with anybody else. I don't know if he thought maybe that like guys wouldn't come. And I was like, Kurt knew. And I said, Kurt, I go, I apologize, Kurt. Kurt goes, no, I understand. And I was very professional, but I was like, I'm not leaving until I get my other 1,000. That was, I'm wrestling. I need a 5-disc fusion and shoulder replacement. I'm not leaving until we get that. And then we never had one issue after that though. So
good stuff.
But you have to, I never would go public. I just take care of it man to man. And I'm not afraid of confrontation.
He settled it and he did the right thing.
But a lot of guys would be scared to go do that too, because they think because I already had money, so I'm not worried about it. I was like, if he never wanted to book me again, I wouldn't have cared.
I see what you
like
mean.
Where sometimes you guys are like, well, I'll just short him 1,000. He won't say, he'll be too afraid to say anything. And like, but you can't do that. You got to. The business is crazy, man. And it wasn't an accident. I don't think the guy's like a bad guy or anything, and he's dealt.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe it was at the end of the day. But like he kind of was like holding his ground on, no, I don't. I go, no, you do on it, and like it's so. But
it's just weird, man.
The business is you got to get your deposit, and then you got to get your money when you're there, and it's. But that's another thing. You're dealing with cash, a lot of that, or a lot of it too. Now you can do through Cash App or PayPal, and just have it directly wired right over to you, sent over with that, and But it's a thing too, though. But like, say the guy didn't have the money, then like, what do you do then? Like, what are you gonna beat up a promoter? Like, it's like you just don't work for him again. But you're out that.
But you're out that money.
People have that happen. It's happened with or you have a booking and that date's taken, and then you're booked and you're supposed to make a certain amount of money. You have that figured into your to your money for the month or whatever it is, and then it pulls out. That's why I don't miss any of that. Like, I love just making money on my own with it, and like not. And I love wrestling, but I don't miss that stuff. WWE is great. You just get a weekly deposit every week, and that's a beautiful process with that. Those checks.
WWE is easy. I mean,
with all that, but like the indies and all that's a whole other world as far as getting your money. And I think too, like with me, I'm not going to deal with situations as much as other guys on there. And two, it depends if you need it or not. Like promoters and stuff are not all. This isn't everyone either, but it's likely to happen over and over. Different things, like you get people that if they don't have the money or they don't run a good show, or the show comes short, and then like or if they don't have the money out of their own pocket to pay the people that they promised, it's like it's a really tough situation.
Yep.
And that's all that is. That guy, probably something happened financially where he doesn't have the money to pay everybody, and it's just that's why running those shows and all that, it's stuff. But a lot of people depend on that money,
For sure, that's what especially the lower roster on the cards, right? Like these guys aren't making thousands of dollars.
No, they're not.
Booking, so they're wrestling for $200, $300, and that's their whole money.
A lot of guys aren't even wrestling for that.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
It's a crazy world. I've seen it, and I have all the respect in the world for it. But it's
too.
It's tough. Our buddy Jamie, by the way, I talked to him last night. I watched one of his matches, Jamie Knight.
I heard you with Jamie Knight.
Yeah. And
you were honest with him.
But I had him message me, and he's messaging me his diet and his stuff, and I'm going to actually help him as much as I can.
That's awesome, man, because he needs it.
No, yeah. You're a little more blunt than me. Even though I feel like I gave him a very honest, straightforward assessment, but he needs to put in a lot more work, or otherwise. And I told him even last night on it, I go, you get a regular job and strive to have a good family and have happiness and love, and just do it on the weekends as a hobby, and don't expect to make it. There's nothing wrong. Like, I would prefer he do that, actually, unless he really goes all in and listens to me. But I'll know pretty quickly if he listens or not.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, but like he's at an age where it's like it's now or never.
Yeah, I thought it was nice of you to watch his match.
Yeah, I'll watch anyway. But it's like he can be significant if he got his cardio. If he gets his cardio up, he'll be significantly better. He knows enough where cardio is a big issue for him. Where
he's been doing it for 15 years.
Yeah, but it's cardio like on that, and like, but if you gotta, and it's he knows what he needs to do. A lot of guys, man, but a lot of people will. I'm not saying he is, but a lot of people will lie to themselves and kid themselves and make up excuses. It's like, man, like if you want to do this and you really want to make it, don't lie to yourself. You need to get way better. You need to get in way better shape, or you need to get way better. Like if you aren't, and not to say he doesn't look, he can just be in better shape with it. But if you're not in better shape, you better be one of the best workers in the world to where that people can look past that. Like,
for sure.
You know what I mean? There has to be, or your promos better just be, Eddie Kingston's not in the best shape, but he's a big guy still with it. I like his look. He looks like a brawler with it.
And he has the promos.
He has the promos. So he's a great pro wrestler with it. Like, I like that. I love having that assortment, but he's talented with that. He knows, you know what I mean? And that's where you have to, like, you got to find yourself with that. And like, I can help you a little bit and see where we can get you. But you got to see if you got to be willing to make the changes,
Yeah, you can't be throwing out cards and hitting kids in the head.
We're gonna scrap that poker player gimmick, and we're gonna try to find a gimmick that we can get you hired with. Ryback's protege here. I just
maybe a daytime.
But that's something like, but just hear me out. Like, if I'm him, if you're doing the indies like this, you can make money. Like, what would get him a ton of heat? Do a vegan gimmick, even though you're not a vegan. Eat meat around people all the time, but you just be a liar, be the best heel you can be, and talk about the benefits of being vegan and this and that. Like, do something to get people to hate you, and find a way to incorporate that into your matches and like just anything. But like, try a different.
Leo Sparrow does in Brian Myers.
Yeah, but there's ways. There's just something. The poker, like, and he said, if you've done it for 15 years. And it hasn't worked out yet. Let's change things up.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree.
But I've got one super chat here. I want to.
Yeah, go ahead, big guy. Go ahead.
Rex Gardner, our good buddy Rex over here. Thank you.
Oh, Rex, yes.
He has a picture of Vince with the shocked face in his profile image. If Vince got the storyline where he made love with Stephanie and had a baby, he would sell out arenas across Alabama. Rex, that is very true. That I believe was a pitch, wasn't it? I believe there was a story. I think where there was something where he wanted a storyline with her. That was always the rumor, allegedly.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's not. That was I've heard that before.
Oh my God! I hope that's not true.
I'm allegedly it was, but let's the Dark Nightmare turns. Yo, big guy, I told the cafe to bring you on. They seemed interested to have you on. Oh, I think he's talking about Rene Dupree.
Rene Dupree?
Cafe de Rene, yeah. Good deal. Thank you. I'm pretty talked out here, guys. I do this show now, my Ryback Lives.
I was going to say, you do a lot of content, big guy, which is good. It's like, but...
it keeps me very busy.
That's why I try not to get on at night, because I feel like it's just too much talking to each other. I don't want you to get sick of me, you know?
Yeah, well, that's turning it now. I'm getting the hang of that too. Of like the guy Freddie came on last night. Actually, gave me a leopard. I thought he gave me a lion. It was a leopard.
It was a leopard. Yeah, 15,000
coins.
He gave you.
The lions are just under 30,000. But I take some of my coins and I buy gifts. I dropped in. There was another the Ray, the Brazilian.
That's what I did for you last
night.
Oh,
brother, I saw you. Thank you. But women, so here's the deal for people on TikTok. If you like a girl on there and you save up your coins and you get some decent gifts, hold on to those things, because the friend of the Brazilian, we're now friends, Marjorie Machado, really, really good looking Brazilian woman as well. She was battling Ray on one of the nights in which I helped Ray beat her. So she didn't follow me back, the other friend. I think she was mad that I didn't give her love. So I waited, and she was in a battle the other last night, and I made sure I went and got a few nice gifts to have in my wallet, in the TikTok wallet, and I waited to the very end, and I gifted her a nice little diamond ring at the end, in which her face lit up in joy, and she acknowledged me and followed me back and messaged me in the DMs. So,
oh my God, bro, go look at go look at John's post on the.
Hold on, I got to see this. Hold on. Hold on, I can't wait. Hold on, I'm scrolling slowly. It's way down. Oh, this is fantastic. That is today's image for the show.
How did he do that with the beard on you? That was fantastic.
Hold on, let me hit save photo. I've got the podcast image for today. I'm digging these podcast images.
Bro, I laugh every time.
John, thank you.
Every time I laugh at the images, after you post it on YouTube or whatever, I always crack up at the image.
Bro, it's always, I love just putting them on there just to have like and look back over time too. It's hysterical because it will remind me of the show too. Just looking at whatever the thing is, I'll know the show.
Yes. Yeah, I was laughing because you put Edge-AEW confirmed that we haven't even talked
about it. And false advertising. Thank God, yeah. Well, I saw Mike posted. I thought Mike was going to come on, but we talked about it. But yes. So for that, just so we can keep that headline on the top of for the show, the Mike, our wrestling informant, has posted that. I'm going to get the exact. It looks like WWE. Yeah, an Edge update here this is from Mike Johnson. WWE, which by the way is Mike Johnson. His voice, I've met Mike Johnson before, and his voice, I feel like this could, because I got along really well with him. Mike, our wrestling informant, might be Mike from PWI.
You think so?
I think I got to ask him. It probably is. And I've always suspected that because I got along with him really well. I talked to him for quite a while at WrestleCon. He was at the match where I wrestled Colt Cabana, and he says certain things that he'd said then that Mike had said that makes
Can
me
you tell by his voice?
Yeah, it sound, but I want to say it. Maybe he's not. Maybe I'm wrong, but he seems to know a lot. That's why I suspect.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
but WWE Hall of Famer Adam Edge Copeland, whose WWE contract expires at the end of the week, has been removed from the miscellaneous list of WWE's internal roster. PWInsider.com has learned.
Wow.
So that is because Mike, though, I got along with he doesn't report like a lot of the lies. He's more factual on his stuff. That's why
it seems to be that way.
This is it reminds me. But either way, he listens to him. So maybe, but his name is Mike. I just think that I can't tell on his
coincidence. Yeah.
Could be a coincidence. Could be him. Maybe he doesn't want me to know it's him. I don't know. I wouldn't be mad if it's him. I always got along with him. So, but he might just doesn't want me to think that, or I just never have asked either. I don't think on here, but I've suspected it for a while.
So I looked at the Joker mask person on AEW last night, and it was definitely a woman, in my opinion.
Was that the people they attacked Jay White backstage?
Yes, correct. Yep. John saying someone in the chat needs to be shell shocked.
Wait, hold on. Somebody in I got it.
YouTube chat.
Yeah, I got him. Knock, knock, shell shock.
John loves when you shell shock these people.
Bro, get rid of them. We got them, guys. They're gone. Don't anybody look up that movie for your own sanity, please. Do not look it up.
I didn't see what he wrote, but
I don't.
can't imagine.
It was the two girls and the one.
Oh yes.
See, we're not. Yeah.
I was in high school when that came out.
Yeah, don't look, guys. It will ruin a lot of things for you. It will take your innocence away very quickly. No, we don't need somebody saying, "Mommy, Ryback said to go ahead and watch." Somebody goes from eating my chip video to that and like just completely destroys their entire family. Two chips, one bag.
Oh my God, man. I love this show. I don't care what anybody says. We talk about everything and anything. It's the best, man.
I think it's really, I love that. I hope I'm able to go back and continue this show. It won't be every day, maybe just once a week, but like a longer show once a week. But
yep.
I've even thought about that at times. I go, I love doing the Monday through Friday, but I do go, man, I am talking a lot, like just all day. Like I go,
it is a lot.
But I just go one day at a time. But I go, I was like, what if I just did the show like one day a week for like a 3 or 4 hour show, like a big show every week where we can go over a bunch. But we'll see. Like right now, I like every day still.
Yeah,
I think people like. I do like. I'm good. Like I get up. I woke up at 4 o'clock today, so like I get up early. Wow. I get my stuff done. But like I mean, it's the TikToks. That's a necessary with growing. It's helping tremendously on that platform, and so I'm gonna.
Agreed.
Like it's gonna help everything else I do. So it's a necessity right now. But like, and there's a lot of positives. Freddie, like the contacts, like I can't. I'm not gonna specifically say it's huge though. It's very, very good. So like if I can get the YouTube going and then we'll see. But like right now, like I've got to fight them. Like I'm at the end. Like I can't let up. Like I'm gonna win. So I'm not gonna back in. I'm gonna get better. I'm almost better. I'm gonna work harder than I've ever worked. I'm gonna show people like what's going on. Like I really believe like this stuff is so being held back so badly. I already know based on what I've grown my following to. So I've just got it. Like I'm just showing them like Vince, you're not gonna win. I'm gonna outlast you. There's nothing you could do. You're gonna cave. I'm not gonna cave. You're gonna cave or go away, and I'm gonna get this free, and I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna win with it.
Yep.
And I put out the thing to Hunter yesterday, and I just want him to know, like, I'm almost better, and I'm going to win. And you guys, I'm not intimidated by you. I'm not scared by you guys. I've won everything. You can't take, I'm not like everybody. I don't fear death. I don't care if you want to send somebody to me. Like, I don't care about any of this. Like, I'm going to beat you. I have everything. I know what you're doing. And at the end of the day, I'm going to come back, and you're going to bend, and you're going to realize you're going to apologize, or you're going to be exposed. It's going to happen. You can't make me go away.
Happen, big guy. I swear to God, I feel it in my gut. I know what's gonna happen. You are gonna win in the end, right? But what's gonna happen is, you're gonna go back to wrestling once you get healthy. You're gonna do less shows on the podcast, but your growth is gonna go enormous because you're gonna be back in the wrestling game.
Yeah.
And people are gonna, like, not saying that people don't know who you are, but you're gonna be back in the now, right? Like, where you're going to be in the news every week, and people are going to see your matches, and they're going to be like, "Oh my God, Ryback came back."
Yeah.
And they're going to
even with the social media stuff, though, more people will be aware that I'm back, where they will search for my stuff.
That's what I'm saying, big guy.
But
so
it's possible that these companies wait until then and then just fix it then, and then everything like it.
That's what I'm trying.
Because
to
it wouldn't be as obvious. Then there's a reason to because then they can, we're not legally, then we can slide this in, and it won't be as noticeable. Whereas if they fixed it now, it's going to be really noticeable.
It's going to be noticeable.
But my thing is like, here's how stubborn I am. I won't come back just to expose them on that. Like, this is how, I want them exposed.
This is how stubborn you are.
That's how stubborn I am. Like, Vince, they picked the wrong guy. Like, I want him to go down and burn in flames, brother. Like, this is,
I get it.
this is so personal. Like, I'm like, the fact I go, I've literally found a way to win every way along this. That's the one thing that they had was a social media thing. And I go, I'm so close. And it's
I agree.
I'm letting Hunter know, like, Hunter, you're on the burner. I'm about to turn the burner on with it. And I'm just letting you know, Paul, with it. Tin Man. I like to call him, you know what I like to call? I like to call him Tin Man.
Yeah, somebody wrote that to me, and they were like, "How do you like this guy? He calls Hunter Tin Man," and I'm like, "What is it?" Like, I think that's funny. Like,
yeah, it's hilarious, right? Because he doesn't have a heart.
No heart.
Yeah, but I'm talking about from a wrestling stand. He had to do a bunch of steroids to be successful with it. He literally did. And that was his own fault with all that. And they could blame it on everything else, but he knows deep down. And I know he knows that I know deep down. And I don't think he's a real man personally with it. And I know, like, I'm calling him out again with it. And so, Hunter, I know what I know with it. And enough people know. And I will turn that burner on at any point in time that I feel like. So I highly recommend you talk to your little people at Endeavor. You fix Vince's mistakes, or you're going to be heavily involved in this. So, and if not, like, I don't give a shit. I'm never coming back. I don't care about any of you guys with it. So,
yeah. And that's the last
bite. But yeah, you tell your buddy, whoever said that, they can go to hell too with that, defending those pieces of crap. Oh, okay. It was probably Chase the stalker. That was.
Bro, I get this guy. He literally messaged me. I blocked him on Facebook. He messaged me on Instagram. I blocked him on Instagram. He messaged me on TikTok. I blocked him on TikTok.
Yeah.
He's like, I like you, Shawnee, but I don't know why you're doing the show with this guy. He's terrible.
That's Chase, no doubt. Trey, that's the same thing that he does when he sends the Shawnee stuff. This show, Shawnee can't be on this. He's just trying to. The guy's miserable.
Of course, I know, bro. You think I listen to these people?
I love though when I go. Somebody gets blocked on like Twitter, and then they come to like IG and they'll DM or something. They're like, "Hey, brother, just to let you block me on TikTok." I'm like, I literally, thanks for reminding me to block you here too. Like, you're just giving, like, or they'll come to TikTok and like, Ryback, you have me blocked on Twitter, unblock me, and I literally just go block. Now I got you blocked on TikTok too.
Yep. I agree.
I have no time for. I'm like, you guys go create another account and don't tell me, and then you just be quiet and enjoy the content. You know, I don't need to hear you.
Yep. No, I completely agree. But
yeah.
You know who's in here, big guy? The Peruvian alien, Tom Orton.
Oh God, let me.
Tom, what's up, brother?
Tom, good to see. Oh, he is in here. We're gonna wrap up the show with we're gonna bring on the Peruvian alien real quick.
All right, let's do it.
See if it connects. See if that Wi-Fi is working from outer space today. Get that spaceship. Peruvian alien, are you there?
Tom,
the spaceship, the bottom left, the mute button. You got to send the signal.
Put it on mute.
Tom.
There we go. There we go. There we go. What's up?
Oh, my little Peruvian alien. How are you?
I'm all right. How is everybody doing?
Oh, brother, this.
How are you? I've been waiting to get back in here so I can do that to him. Literally, I'm waiting.
Brother, how do you feel about people making the meme saying that you're cake?
You gotta have the cake and eat it too. How's everybody doing?
Oh, we're much better now, Tommy. I'm in a much better mood. I was a little angry cutting the Hunter promo. Now you got me in a good mood again.
but then you got the.
Uh-oh. We've lost
It
the
really does sound like an alien.
Tom, the Wi-Fi on the spaceship is in and out, ladies and gentlemen. He has entered a black hole. No, I love that the Wi-Fi this is perfect for the Peruvian alien. This is exactly how a Peruvian alien would talk with bad Wi-Fi, trying to connect with a human from another galaxy. I'm not even, Tom, we're going to leave it. I know you're well.
Tom,
It's good.
We love you. Thank you for letting us hear your
Just
voice.
thank you for checking in, letting us know that you're okay out there, Tom. It's what a way to end the show with the Peruvian alien check-in.
Laugh at this, man. Thanks, man.
Oh, thank you very much, brother. I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you on if you're around later.
Yeah, I'll be watching. Like I said, I don't want you to bring me on later.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Only if you need somebody like to do a battle, I'll come on for you, obviously. But I love just watching.
Oh, I got. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. It's good to thank you for supporting on there, though.
Of course, man. Have a great day, big guy.
All right, you too, buddy. Take care.
Later, man. Later.
The Big Sausage, ladies and gentlemen. What a show. What a show. With that, guys, we're going to wrap up. iTunes reviews are greatly appreciated. Feed Me More Nutrition over on feedmemore.com for the best supplements on the planet and the Ryback merch. My Ryback Pepper Slam Chug Challenge available on leagueoffire.com. Thank you for all the gifts and the love on TikTok today, guys. Keep hitting that like button and the share button. We will be back tonight, 6 to 8 p.m., maybe even a special 5:30 p.m. start time. But as advertised, 6 to 8, though, on TikTok for my Ryback Lives on TikTok on there. Do some battling tonight, have some fun, meet some new people, talk to maybe Napoleon Dynamite. He was on last night. We could not get him in for a battle, but we'll be trying again tonight. Had Freddy Krueger stop by yesterday. It was a good time. So thank you for all the love on there. Guys, I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you for listening as always. And that's the last bite. Until next time, my friends, stay hungry. Feed me more.
Hey, Rybackers, don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe, and shell shock those notifications. For the best supplements on the planet with Feed Me More Nutrition and all the latest cool new Ryback merch, visit feedmemore.com.